All right, welcome back to another episode of the Diaries. You might see that I've got a new camera setup, so I'm not filming on a Loom video anymore. I suppose there's a couple of reasons why. I just wanted to make it a bit better of an experience for you guys to watch, because it's not always the best if I'm just like in a little circle down at the corner of the screen. So that's one thing. And then also, I can't always share like inside of like our accounts and show you the money and stuff, just because I've got to be a bit careful with that stuff. I've got a business partner, etc., etc. But obviously, I'm still going to be transparent with the money that we've brought in, and if we've got any cool like split tests or results from the different marketing that we're doing, then obviously I'll share that as well. So I'll probably mix between like doing face to camera stuff and then also sharing on the screen as well. I'm not a tech or camera guy. Honestly, it took me forever even trying to get this set up. This is why, like, if you look on most of the channel, especially the earlier videos, then most of them are just me with like recording on Loom, because I've got a million different things to do. And this isn't necessarily something that, filming these videos isn't necessarily something that grows a business. So it's always like last priority for me. So I do like all the work throughout the week, and then maybe on the weekend I'll film these videos, and by the time I get to it, I tell myself I'm going to figure out the camera, and then I just end up filming a Loom video because I'm lazy. But I spent probably too long today trying to figure it out. It's still not perfect. The lighting still isn't great because I don't have any external lights yet, because I've just relatively just moved to a new place here in Marbella, so I don't really have an office set up. But I just thought, I'm just going to film it anyway because it's better, I think, than the Loom videos. So let's pull up about some notes, what I wanted to talk about. So if you watch through the previous videos, we launched the first beta of the coaching program, and then we not shut it down, but we closed the doors to enroll. And then we recently opened them back up. Again, did like a secondary launch to get like a second beta group going through it. So that's all finished now. So the process that I'm working through right now, is basically to make everything evergreen. So someone can actually come in and purchase the coaching program straight away. And there's two ways in which they can do it. They could just buy the program directly, or one of the main ways we're funneling people through right now is that they buy a workshop. So a workshop is like a 90-minute training, and they actually purchase that for $50. And then once someone purchases the workshop, then they go through an email flow and we upsell them on the coaching program. So the two beta launches that we've done have been effectively just trying to figure out what our funnel KPIs are. Or not KPIs, what our funnel economics are. And that allows us then to figure out when we launch it to more people publicly, or when we will launch it with paid ads, we can basically scientifically figure out how much money we're going to make. So for example, the current flow works like this, where someone will see the workshop, they will purchase, then a percentage of those people obviously then go and purchase the coaching program, right? So now we have an idea of the percentages of people because we've done it a couple of times. So we know right now about 4% of the people who have bought the workshop will upgrade to the coaching program, which we want that to be closer to 10%, honestly, but it's literally just within the last week or so that we've done this. So the idea as well is that the buying cycle is probably a bit longer than if you do like a live webinar launch or something like that. So people who buy the workshop on day 1 could end up buying the coaching program on day 90. Obviously, we're only on day 30 or something right now. So to already have 4% of the buyers upgrade, I think it's an okay start. I don't think it's the best start, but I think it's still pretty good, and it's something we can work with. So obviously when we've got more data in like 6 months, we'll have a more accurate view of what is the actual percentage. Is it 6%, 7%, 10%, 12%? Because obviously once you purchase the workshop, you're in our business's ecosystem. You're getting emails, you're receiving content, we're selling to you basically over a prolonged period of time. So not everyone is obviously ready to buy just within the first month of purchasing the workshop. So I imagine that percentage will hopefully at least double over the next 6 months when we have more data. And that's a good place to be in, because if we know that 8% of people who buy the low ticket product will then upgrade to the high ticket product. Then that's a good percentage number. And then we can kind of work out from there, okay, how much are we going to spend on ads? If we want to make 100K a month, or if we want to make 200K a month, we know the funnel economics then. And then obviously, I run an ad agency as well, so I understand media buying and how much it costs to acquire a customer. So once we know the percentages on the back end, how many people upgrade from the workshop to the coaching program, once we know that percentage, then we can launch the ads and figure out, okay, how much can we afford to pay for a workshop buyer? Because the idea is to run ads directly to sell the workshop. So that's basically what I'm working on. Figuring out those numbers, understanding how profitable this could be if we run two ads with cold traffic. Obviously the numbers will differ slightly to cold traffic. And then also it's not 100% accurate. Like if we sell a workshop for $50, off the top of my head, I can't guarantee we're going to get a customer for 50, 60, 70, 20, 30. That is a whole testing process that we're going to be rolling out over the next few weeks/months. But right now what I'm focusing on is making the entire process evergreen. So setting up the marketing funnel, the emails, whatever you want to call it, for that process of when someone purchases the workshop, how do we then seamlessly upsell them into the coaching program? Also as well, we have a few lead magnets that are getting leads. We're actually doing pretty well right now. I think we get around, depending on what we put out there on social, we're getting anywhere between 20 to 50 leads a day. Which is great. Now, we're also setting then up the Evergreen process to upsell the leads to the workshop. So there's kind of three offers. There's the free offer, which is a lead magnet. There's a low ticket offer, which is the workshop. Then there's the higher ticket. It's not high ticket. It's not 5K plus, but it's a higher ticket coaching program. So we got those free offers. So it's now connecting the free and creating that Evergreen process. And again, understanding the economics of, okay, out of the leads who download the lead magnet, what percentage of those people buy the workshop? Because that email flow, that upsell flow is already set in place now. It's already live. I set it live yesterday. So that's something I'll report back to you guys on when I have more data back over the past 30 days, how many people downloaded the lead magnets. And then from there, what percentage of people actually bought the workshop. And then from there, we'll see obviously what percentage of the people who bought the workshop actually ended up upgrading to the higher ticket coaching program. So that's basically my job over the next month or so, is to set up those evergreen systems, analyze the data, and make sure that it is as optimized as possible. We'll also continue doing live launches, whether that be through challenges or webinars like we've done previously, but we don't want to do, I don't want to do those every single week. It can just burn out the audience. I think depending on the audience and the size and the offer and what traffic you're getting, it can make sense. I think for us right now as a company, it doesn't really make sense to do a weekly webinar or do a monthly launch. I think in an ideal scenario, we'll probably do a big launch once a quarter to drive a load of cash flow. But the aim of the game is to have these evergreen systems set up where we don't have to rely on launches that can just inject some cash into the business. And then other than that, I've just been doing some boring admin, financy stuff, just setting up the accounts properly and stuff like that, talking to accountants. But I don't need to run into that detail because that is super, super boring. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm working on right now, evergreen systems. And then over the next few weeks, I can report back to you and let you know what the conversion rates are, how much money we're making, what those percentages look like, where is the gap in the funnel, what do we need to improve, and hopefully just over the next, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years plus, just continue to refine and optimize this process where we're making, the high ticket sales every single day.